Cheers, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. Got a little side by side tonight. Had a couple of more beers arrive today, and I thought I wouldn't mind doing sort of 2-on-1 show. And I've got a East Coast and a West Coast IPA by Ocean Reach Brewing. They're out of Phillip Island. So yeah, the town they're from's Cowes, which is the main town on Phillip Island. Phillip Island's like southeast of Melbourne. It's where the penguins are. So yeah, pretty cool little place. So the first one, I'm not sure what order I'm going to do them yet, but the West Coast is called No Worries, and it's at 6%. Pretty cool can artwork. And the West Coast has Idaho 7, Simcoe, and Crush. Like every beer in Australia at the moment has Crush in it. And the East Coast IPA looks like it says 6.6. It's a bit hard to read. Yeah, I think it is. I'm just looking at the standard drinks on it. It's a little bit higher than the other one. So, yeah, it's 6.6 East Coast IPA called Take It Easy. So they've come out at the same time, pretty much like a limited release hazy and a West Coast together. So I thought it'd be perfect to put them together on the channel. And yeah, both very similar names. No worries, take it easy, like sort of Aussie sayings. This one has Galaxy and VIC Secret. Cool. And I am drinking tonight out of my Carwin Cellars glass. Big boy. I'll be at Carwin on the weekend because Pint of Origin starts this weekend. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. I'll be drinking heaps of American stuff at Carwin and then all different international stuff at different bars and pubs throughout Melbourne. Looking forward to it. So I might mix it up. Normally I'd start with the juicy and finish with the bitter, but I might go the other way around. I might start with the West Coast. So let's get into it. Hopefully everyone's had a good start to the week. Hasn't been too bad for me. It's starting to get a bit cold though. Tonight's the first night I've been actually cold for a while. Dirty glass. I did give it a clean, but sometimes you just don't quite get certain spots. So yeah, it looks pretty much like your average West Coast. It looks a bit darker in the camera, but it's probably I would say like a burnt orange, a light orange. Definitely looks darker in the camera. Bloody dog behind me, driving me nuts. So carbonation's like fairly active. I would say low end medium body. It's got about a 2-finger head. And yeah, relatively clean. Maybe a slight touch of like chill haze. Looks pretty good though. Looks like it's going to have like a touch of caramel in the backbone, which is good. Hmm. So yeah, it smells like sort of old school malts, but new school hops, if you get what I mean. I smell pine, which is good. That's what we want. Yeah, grapefruit, orange. There's some tropical there as well, like pineapple. Yeah, like slightly grassy. It's got that feel like it'll be initially sweet but finish dry and have some bitterness. And yeah, as I said, it's got some caramel. I would say caramel and biscuit, this one. Might have a touch of bread, but it's not really standing out. But yeah, it smells pretty good. Let's get into it. Cheers. I like that old school malt backbone. It's sort of like like a sticky toffee. There's a bit of resin there with the pine. It feels so weird holding the glass like this. You'll see people at bars, like craft bars, they'll hold them like that, like underneath. And then you'll see other people just hold them like a normal glass. When it comes to the long stem ones, I've always held it by the stem, but sort of hold a touch of the glass as well. Just feels risky just holding it like that because you know it could snap at any time. Cheers, Craig. Good to see you. I'm on a Westie and an Eastie by a brewery in Phillip Island, which is down southeast of Melbourne. It's where our penguin colony is. Very popular tourist attraction for penguin viewing at night. And it's where the MotoGP is. You've probably seen them hooning around the track there in Australia with the coast in the background. I always wanted to see Formula Ones at Phillip Island. It would have been cool. It's probably like not enclosed enough. There's like cliff faces and stuff. So yeah, as I said, like an old school body, like that caramel sticky toffee, maybe slightly bready, biscuity. But then you've got sort of more of a. It's definitely citrusy and piney, but you get some tropical fruit as well. It's like quite like well rounded. Like there's some bitterness there, but the sweetness sort of like cuts through it slightly. I'm glad it doesn't finish sort of too dry. It's not really, I wouldn't say it's dank, but it's definitely like piney and resinous. What were the hops again? Yeah, Idaho 7, Simcoe, and Crush. I've had so many beers with Crush in them lately. I feel like as it warms, the bitterness is coming through even more. Take a while to warm up a bit tonight. She's a little bit cold. Oh, my buddy. I did a huge load of washing today after I come home from work because I got home from work relatively early. chucked it all on the clothesline, thinking, because it's so windy, it'll dry real quick. And then, of course, it started raining and I hadn't got to it. So pretty much all my tracksuit pants and half my shorts are all out in the line. I'm I'm sitting here in my jocks, but I've got like a blanket over me. Pretty funny. Because yeah, after these 2 beers, I'll be going to bed. But yeah, it's like quite cold. I've got like slippers, and I probably need a hoodie on. But yeah, it's always I go through so many pairs of shorts underneath my work uniform and like socks, and I just get sick of buying them all the time. So like I'll just like when it comes to shorts, if I'm just wearing them up like underneath work clothing, I'll just wear them even if they got holes in them because you just get sick of buying them all the time. But yeah, obviously with socks, you don't want to be getting around with holes in them. Like I put a t-shirt on today. It was an old Black Keys t-shirt. When it comes to like band t-shirts and like brewery ones and that, even when they start getting damaged, I'll still hold on to them. I'm like a bit of a hoarder when it comes to that sort of stuff. Don't want to let it go. And sometimes I'll forget how badly damaged they are. And I put the Black Keys shirt on today after I got out of the shower. This is early this morning to go to work. And as I put it on, I realised it had a huge rip from like the underarm sort of halfway down, like my side. And I'm like, ah, for fuck's sake. So I'd already put my hoodie and my beanie and like my headphones on and just about to walk out the door. And I'm like, well, I can't be fucked getting changed now. I'll just leave the shirt on, but I quickly grabbed another shirt and put it in my lunch bag. So for the first couple of hours this morning, I'm at work with this huge t-shirt with a rip in it. Thankfully, it was covered up. It's just embarrassing when it comes like when you're in the locker room getting changed and you're wearing something like that. I think another thing too is I'm getting that earthiness from the Idaho 7, which I normally don't. I'm not a big fan of. As it's warming, I'm getting that and the bitterness. I just don't get how people can froth about Idaho 7 like Adam from Mersey Beers. Just every time I have it, I just always get that real over the top earthiness and like a tea, like a black tea note. The pineapple's amazing, don't get me wrong, but I always get those other characteristics as well, and it turns me off it. It's definitely one of my least favorite hops. I'll have to get to Phillip Island again. I haven't been there for yonks. Yeah. I think when it was new, because the pineapple was so fierce, everyone was sort of excited about the pineapple. Like it may have changed too as it's gone on. Like there's no doubt now Mosaic's more earthy than like that berry note you used to get. So it could be like that. It's changed over the years. Ugh. Like whenever I have beers now and they're just mosaic, I just get heaps of like earthiness. Cheers, Paul. But yeah, the good at least this one's got pine and resin in it. A lot of those modern Westies, they don't even have pine. It's like, how is this a West Coast? May as well go a little more. I'll probably do a cuvee at the end, but I've still got like half a can left of this one. May as well go a bit more. Epic amounts of pine required. Yes. It also, I feel like it drinks higher than what it is. Like it's only 6%. Like the flavour definitely packs a punch. And yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of West Coast, especially modern ones I've had lately, and they've got a real thin body. But this one's pretty good. This actually reminds me of, I think they're called Beechwood out of California. One of the breweries that does like quite a few Westies. It's very similar to that. Even like a modern times West Coast. Cool. Must be decent weather if that's the case. Like this brewery's still relatively young. Um, I don't know who runs them. There was a guy that was linked with, like one of the pioneers of the Melbourne craft beer scene. He owns one of the main craft beer pubs and one of the breweries that's sort of blown up. And I know he's got a brother that owns a brewery. It might even be this one. Mm. I think they're originally from the UK somewhere. Yeah, they've got a brewery called Stomping Ground. And yeah, there's been a lot of people involved in Melbourne craft beer that have sort of worked with them over the years, whether it be through that brewery or the pub. The pub's called I think it was called the Local Tap House. It was one of the first sort of craft institutions in Melbourne. It still goes all right now, but I think because his brewery is sort of really taken off, he tends to just mainly put his beers there. So it doesn't have that same vibe that it used to. He still gets like some Belgian shit and German stuff and that, mixes it up, but he doesn't tend to put other Aussie craft beer there. That's sort of in the St Kilda area of Melbourne, where all the tourists are. Indoor. Oh, yeah. Cool. Funnily enough, I don't have much experience with water parks. Like, spent most of my childhood at the beach or swimming pools, but where I lived, we just never had water parks. They're all sort of up the north of Australia. I think in Victoria, they just never really took off because we don't have enough hot weather throughout the year. You only sort of get a couple of months and then the rest of the year's a bit shit. So people don't want to really take the risk of owning one and being broke for most of the year. But yeah, I guess if it's indoor, you can use it whenever. Like We've got huge theme parks up in Queensland, and there's like a big water park called Wet and Wild that was always really popular. People would go on trips to Queensland, and the kids would want to go to Wet and Wild and Movie World and Dream World, sort of like the Disneylands of Australia. Cool. I suppose I should rip into this other one. Yeah, that Westie's pretty good. It's always good to have, like, this is one of those breweries I'd only try a handful of their beers a year. So it's always good to sort of return to them, and they're still fairly solid. I mean, they're a brewery I like, but I just don't see their beers very often. And there's so many breweries out there too. It's sort of hard to, yeah, try everything and buy everything. Yeah, you need to get back into it, boy. Especially with some of the beers you've been drinking. I can't wait for this weekend. It's going to be so awesome. I've already pretty much got it planned out. I have to work Friday morning. I knock off at 1 o'clock. There's a train leaving not far from work at about 1:30. So hopefully I don't end up doing any overtime or anything. Gonna get straight on the train. Instead of going all the way to Melbourne, I'm gonna get off at Footscray, which is like a suburb a couple of stops before the city. And they've got a UK tap takeover. It's going to be like a Vault City thing, I think, first up, but hopefully they have some other UK stuff there. So I'm going to go there first for a couple of hours. Then I'm going to check into my motel, which is sort of on that side of the city as well. And then there's a place called Westside Ale Works in South Melbourne. They're going to have all the European beer, and quite often they'll have like really good like Belgian stuff. Um, yeah, last year they had a heap of sort of Trappist beers and yeah, lambics and all that sort of stuff. It was really good. But then they'd have like yeah, like good German Helles and shit as well. It's just so random, like this little brewery in an industrial area, and they've got all these awesome like European beers. Like they even had like big sort of Pahala and Pahast, like yeah, imperial stouts and barley wines and shit. So yeah, I'll go there. Then, depending on how I'm going for time, there's a Japanese tap takeover at a little bar just around the corner from where I'm staying. So I might do that. So I'm trying to sort of cover all the international ones. And then in the morning when I wake up, I'll go straight to Carwin Cellars out in the north, which is my favourite bar. And they're doing an Anchorage event. And I've already bought the ticket for that. It's going to be like 5 hyped Anchorage beers. One of them's a collab with the bar. I don't know how the fuck they organise it because that's amazing. A Melbourne bar doing a stout or a barley wine with like one of the best breweries that do them. And yeah, there's like food involved and stuff in that as well. And then there's a Canadian tap takeover somewhere I want to check out. I always enjoy the Canadian craft beer. I feel like their scene's pretty underrated. And then it'll be back home to the dogs. Yeah. I can't believe you had a 2 litre cider. That's so random. Oh, sticking to the chair. Yeah. I think I'll be right. We don't tend to have overtime. We'll only sort of do overtime when we do a morning shift if we're stuck doing a particular, like, I don't know, like a job that you sort of want to get finished and you don't want someone else to sort of take over and not know what's going on. Um, but yeah, afternoon shift we do fucking overtime all the time because you got no one taking over from you. They're like, oh, you don't have to do nights anymore, so you'll get overtime as much as you want. And it's like I'd rather just do fucking nights. I hate when you go to work in afternoons and you never know what time you're going to finish. It's fucked. Sometimes we'll go to work at 12 o'clock, like lunchtime, and you don't get home till like 1 in the morning. I don't want to work fucking 13-hour days. Fuck that. There's more to life than work and money. I still haven't fucking opened this. Too busy gas bag. So yeah, the East Coast is 6.6, called Take It Easy. Yeah, that's what the brewery logo looks like. And hello, Matt. Good to see you, brother. See, Mountain Culture are bringing out a Christmas in July pack, dude. Looks pretty cool. I'm definitely going to get it. It'll make for a good couple of days of reviews. I think they're going to have some stouts, and they're apparently going to have a style they've only brewed once, so they might even have a barrel aged beer or like a Roush beer or something. So yeah, this one looks the part as well. I would say the colour's actually not too far off in the camera. Sort of more of like a yellow than an orange. I think it just looks a little bit brighter in like off camera. But yeah, I'd say like cloudy in appearance, one finger head, probably medium body. I would say probably low end medium though, like it looks fairly thin. Light carbonation. It's got that sort of look like it'll be soft. Let's have a whiff. Oh, and the hops in this one were Galaxy and Vic Secret. So it's one of these. A fine Australian beer. Ooh. Ooh. The first smell I got was like honeydew melon. Like it's real potent. It's like you're just cutting into a fresh melon and the fucking juice is squirting at you. Passion fruit, maybe like guava. Smells very, very tropical. Hmm. Smells different too, which is good. Like just the fact that I got that melon real like straight away, it just made me think, oh, this is going to be like a different flavour beer. Maybe like some lemon and lime. like a like a biscuity base. Like it almost smells like it's got lactose in it, but I don't think it does. Yeah, smells really nice though. Like a fruit, it's sort of like a fruit salad that you'd have on the beach or something. It almost got like a. It's like really complex and it's like fucking with me. Almost got like a pear note, prickly pear, as they say. It's very juicy though. I'm looking forward to this one. Cheers. There's a bit of bitterness there too, which is good. Yeah, this is the sort of hazy I like because it's very, I don't know, it's sort of like left field to what you expect. It's got some dryness, it's got some bitterness, it's got, yeah, some sort of abstract tropical notes. It's not, it's not like all up in your face, just like juice, sort of. And yeah, probably as far as the ABV goes, I feel like it's sort of spot on with this one. It drinks like it's sort of a 6.5. You wouldn't blind taste it and think it's a double or anything like that. Oh yeah, cool. One thing that sort of annoys me with Garage Project, they're one of my favourite breweries, and when they brew in New Zealand, they're fucking incredible. But I just feel like their contract brewing here in Australia, I just feel like the beers aren't quite as good. Um, who do they do it through? Is it like Hop Nation or someone? I've just had a few beers from them recently, and I'm like, I reckon they're brewed here, and they're just not the same. Because you know when you get a decent project beer, it's like world class. Yeah, fuck, I missed out on that. I mean, I could probably still get it. I've had it before. I had it when they first brewed it. I had like a 4 pack, and I've bought other beers and that. So I thought, oh, because I've already had it before, I might just skip on it. If I see it in a shop somewhere, I might just grab one can, perhaps. It is a cool collab though, like Cloudburst, I think, are like Seattle or somewhere like that. And then obviously Wildflower, one of our best sour breweries. Yeah, fucking oath. Such a good like weekend doing that. I want to go to that tap room that's, yeah, mountain culture and wildflower. That'd be cool. Yeah, I should be in Sydney for like 3 days in sort of early to mid-June. So I'll probably have at least maybe half a day to do a few of those breweries. Cheers, Juzzy. I just watched back your your live there, mate. The second one, you must have had trouble or something. It looked like you're yeah, if you I don't know, you must have did you do an original stream and then had trouble and then streamed again? Because I thought I seen two. The one I watched anyway was the second one, but then I seen looked like your first one. You had a shitload of like views, which is good. The old algorithm looked like you had like fucking yeah, like 1,500 views or some shit. That's unreal. So yeah, you would have been slightly annoyed if your internet fucked up on you and you had that many people watching. Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's good. YouTube is working for you and not against you. I don't know if TJ's live tonight. He did like a members only stream before. I was giving him shit about that Brayside Park. He was talking about giving out his phone number or something, and then I said, "Oh, I don't need your phone number. I'll just go for a drive to Brayside Park and holler your name." Those of you wondering what we're talking about, one of our mates, he does like Melbourne streams, and he did a stream recently, and he went to this park in southeast Melbourne, and they didn't know that it's apparently a known spot for gays to link up with other gays. And there was a toilet block with a glory hole. Fuck, it was funny. And the guy that was with him had all these funny stories. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, this beer's good. They're both like they're both slightly different, but good. It's what's always good about trying different breweries, like just getting different like spins on styles and like sometimes subtle differences, sometimes huge. Let's go some more. But yeah, I like the fact that it's like tropical fruit, but like not the usual notes you get. Like as I said, like huge melon, guava, and it's not too sweet. Like there's a slight touch of like tartness. Like there's sweetness there, but I actually feel like this beer's more bitter than sweet, which for a hazy is odd, but it works for me. It's good. it's almost like the IBUs for this would be more than like what a modern Westie would be. I reckon you'd like this hazy, Craig. Another thing I want to do on Friday, if I get to Footscray early enough, is go to that place that does the real good banh mi. But it'll probably be closed by the time I get there. I think they open at like 6 a.m. and they probably close like mid afternoon. I won't get to there till like probably 4 o'clock. Did you get rain in Melbourne, Juzzy? We got a fair bit here tonight. And all my fucking washings on the clothesline. Yeah. There'll still be the usual Americans around, I reckon. You know when you're a kid and you sit in the bath for ages and you get like the wrinkly skin. That's what it was like with me before when I had a shower. I'm like I was falling asleep earlier just because I'd got up so early this morning and had a pretty shit sleep last night. Been at work all day, got home, had some lunch, was hanging with the dogs, and then yeah, started falling asleep. I'm like, oh, I've got to have a shower tonight if I'm gonna do a beer review. And yeah, I was like, if I have a shower, I'm gonna get the tunes going in there and just stay in there for ages. It was fucking good. But yeah, it gets to a point where the hot water starts to run out. Yeah. It's actually a bit cold tonight. Yeah, last week because yeah, I was like really busy with work. I didn't hardly get any like videos up during the week. So at least I can sort of get a few done this week. I'll yeah, I'll obviously do one or two tomorrow as well. Friday, I don't think I'll have a chance. I do want to take the laptop with me, but just whether I can use it or not. Yeah, that's like what it's like here, pretty much. In saying that though, it's like late at night here. God, it was windy earlier though. Fucking every fence in the backyard and gate was just like shaking, like they were going to fall down. Can't remember what day it was. It might have been Monday. There was a day where it was real windy. And when I was walking home from work, the wind was actually pushing me. So, like, it made me walk faster. But yeah, when I was walking home tonight or today, I needed some supermarket items, and I was like, I really can't be fucked carrying them because I'm sick of like getting halfway, doing some shopping, and then carrying it home. Like, just gets to a point where I'm already fucked from work, and then having to carry all this shit walking home. And anyway, I was at Aldi, and there's a bus stop near Aldi that then goes near my place. And I thought I've got 3 minutes to quickly go inside, get my shopping, and hope no one holds me up at the checkout. I made it with about 5 seconds to spare. The bus was coming up, and I'm like sprinting to the stop. And then, yeah, when I got there, he just sat around for like 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. Because, yeah, it was pissing down raining. So I was glad I made it because I had a brown paper bag as well. I would have been walking home and the brown paper bag would have just like fucking dissolved in the wet. That's happened to me a few times. I've got about 10 houses away from where I lived, and stuff's just like the bags just collapse on me and stuff's just falling all over the footpath. And I'm just there fucking going off. It annoys me how you got to pay extra for bags, and then they give you these real shit quality bags that can't even hold the stuff in them. Fucking idiots. Price gouging cunts. Yeah. Yes. So I'm waiting to hear back from Stephen Bradbury's brewery to see if they're going to send me some beers. I hope they do. It'll be cool. Apparently, he's only got 2 beers so far. I think it's just a full strength lager and a mid strength lager. Maybe at the actual brew pub, they might have more limited releases, but that's all they've got in cans from what I hear. But yeah, I just want to try them. Bradbury is an absolute legend. One of the greatest moments in Australian sporting history. It was so popular, like, yeah, it's sort of become like a cult saying, like whenever someone comes from nowhere to win something, it's like, oh, he's just done a Bradbury. Suppose I better go a Cuvée next. Cuvée. Yeah, Craig, when yeah, it was funny when you were real pissed the other night. You kept saying how much something about like, oh, we haven't hung out much and you miss me and all that shit. But it's like, yeah, it's true. Like, we haven't hung out as much as we normally do. But one or two people I was thinking of that I always enjoy hanging with, and I've hardly seen them lately, is Bumpy and Beer Man. It's just been so shit with work, not being able to hang out with these guys like I normally do. Like during the week, I would always have beers with those two, and yeah, it just hasn't been the same. I think Bumpy's thinking the same thing. Like last week, he was like shouting me out. Beer Man did a bloody some sort of show today, like whatever his new beer show is. But then he had all these people up there that aren't beer people. I'm like, what's he doing? This isn't beer related at all. God bless him. I think he just didn't want to do beer and cheese anymore because, yeah, it was like always just him and Bumpy and no one else was turning up. But yeah, let's get into this Cube. Actually, I might give him an individual score first. I feel like they'd both be on a par. Like, I like them both. They're not like setting the world afire, but yeah, both solid. I would say better than solid. They're pretty good. But yeah, they're both like I sort of enjoy them equally. I would say I'm going to say 4.25 for both of them. So yeah, that's the West Coast. No worries, mate. Take it easy, copper. That's the East Coast. Yeah, 4.25, I reckon. It's normally like that score you give beers when you think they're pretty decent, but they're not sort of like that elite level. So yeah, let's go a Cube. Both the two of them together. The glass is too big. I can't pour it where it is. Yes. Oh, this is going to end badly. Here we go. That's better. Just looks like a hazy. And then you go. Cube. Nah, it doesn't really work, this one. Still tastes okay, but yeah, just not as good as them by themselves. It's a bit messy, a bit muddled. But yeah, that honeydew melon, it still sticks out with this as well. Like honeydew melon, guava. I'm getting huge pineapple now because of the Idaho 7. Sort of weird. It smells and tastes like a real tropical but bitter beer. So yeah, if anyone ever comes to Melbourne and has like a lot of time down here, I would recommend going to Phillip Island, especially in the summertime. It's a really nice place, like really sort of chilled lifestyle, like good beaches. I don't know what the eats are like the food and bev. Obviously, a decent brewery, but yeah, the penguin experience that you do at night's unreal. They'll do like these tours, and you're just sort of sitting there, and there's a guide talking to you and cracking jokes and stuff, and then then all of a sudden you just see the penguins like waddling out of the water, and they're just like chilling, and yeah, you'll get some really good photos. Pretty cool. But yeah, I always wanted to go to the motorbike race. The Moto GP there would be an awesome event. They used to have a lot of music festivals there, but people get drunk or into the illicit substances and do stupid things near like cliff faces and sea. So not so much anymore. I think the insurance premiums were starting to get a bit out of hand. So has anyone got anything exciting on today? One thing I'm looking forward to, which sounds a bit drab, because I cleaned out my shed. My rubbish bin is like just fucking overflown, and there's so much more rubbish to add to it. So I can't wait till tomorrow night's bin night just so I can get rid of some rubbish and add more to it. The things you care about when you're an adult. But yeah, the shed's looking good now. I just hope there's not too many creepy crawlies out there. But yeah, I wouldn't mind putting like some sort of fire out there, like some sort of heating. Make it a little haven for the dogs to hang, especially like when I go on my little little trips to Melbourne, and that'd be a good place for them to hang out. Good question. This is the sort of shit I love. If you're going to order beers right now, what's the 5 Oz breweries you're ordering from right now? I feel I know at least three, but I'm curious. So it would definitely be Mountain Culture and Banks. Um, I think if money wasn't like if you weren't too worried about spending like a little more than usual, I'd probably have Wildflower there. It's just Wildflower to me because they're bigger bottles and they're pricey. It's sort of more of a special treat. Like I really enjoy their stuff, and it's like I love Boat Rocker as well, like with their dark beers and their sours. But it's sort of tough because like I've had all their limited releases already. They don't seem to bring limiteds out as much as usual. And like obviously range would be up there. The two though straight away that I think of is definitely MC and Banks. Um, well, yeah. See, I was a huge Bracket fan, and then they had that shit where their brewery was costing too much for them to like the rent went up because they didn't own it. They couldn't afford to stay there, and then they sort of had fucked them over for like a year or so. See, I honestly would have had Bracket in my top five, so I need to get back into them. I was actually considering doing an order from them. They've just done a West Coast and an East Coast featuring Chinook and fuck, what's the other hop? Might be Chinook and Motueka. And I thought that sounds fucking awesome. A bit of pine, a bit of lemon and lime. I think it'd work in both styles as well. Yeah, I don't know what your thoughts are on Bracket, Matt, but yeah, I was always a huge fan. They're one of those breweries that I was ordering from as much as Mountain Culture and Banks. I do like Future Brewing, but I just get sick of them doing the same styles all the time. So I wouldn't have them up there. I do want to check them out though when I go to Sydney. Um, I like Working Title too, but they can be hit and miss. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have Boat Rocker in there, I reckon. Mountain Culture, I'll say Mountain Culture, Banks, Boat Rocker, Range. I know you said only three, didn't you? Yeah, I need to get back into bracket big time. And because I've only had this channel for a year, I don't think I've got any bracket beers on my channel. So fuck, I'm gonna do it tonight. I reckon I'm gonna order from them. Um, yeah, Garage Project's obviously up there for me as well. But yeah, as I said, since they've been contract brewing in Australia, I just feel like sometimes when you order their beers from their web shop here or in stores, I just feel like they're probably ones brewed in Australia and they're just not as good. Yeah. One drop, like, I'm not a huge fruit sour guy, but One Drop's fruit sours are fucking awesome. I do still like to get some of them occasionally. I've got three in the fridge, so I'll have to do a review of one of them soon. I like with One Drop beers because they're always real colourful and bright. I like to do, if I'm going to do a review of one of their beers, it's normally like during the day because I can take a good photo outside. Yeah, fucking oath. Bracket just before they had all their troubles were easily in my top five. They were probably like my third favorite brewery. The dad and the son, two like real good dudes as well. Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna do a bracket order. One thing that annoyed me though is they used to always do. They'd normally bring out three limited release beers, and they'd do a pack where you could get like two of each. So you get like a six pack or like a mixed four pack, and then they started doing so you can only order them in four packs of each, and it just started getting too expensive. If you really wanted beers from them, it's like you had to buy a four pack of each one, and they were always real cool releases. So you'd want to try a few, and then you'd have to pay their their delivery was dearer as well. I remember. I remember when I first got into them, and I sent them an email saying I wanted to buy their stuff and have it sent to Victoria, and they hadn't organised a courier for especially country Victoria. And they got back to me with like the price of the beers and then the postage. The price of the beers was fine, but the postage was like $32. I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm buying like eight beers and paying $32 to have them sent to me. Especially when you've got like mountain culture out in the Blue Mountains sending their beers for $5. Have you had many WA breweries, dude? I could recommend a few to you. Just off the top of my head, I would say Rocky Ridge, Found, and I think other side are good. I just don't know if they're still under that name. They might have changed their name. And Feral, as funny as it sounds, but Feral are back now. They sort of had a bit of a hiatus, I think, but they're back, and they I had some of their beers recently, and they were really good. There's a few good ones down Margaret River way as well, but they're sort of hard to get them sent back over here. Yeah, yeah, like that Hope Brewery. It's like Hope Wine Estate or whatever it is, and they do the beers as well. Their beers can be pretty decent. They do some pretty good sours, like kettle sours, and some of their IPAs are decent as well. I did that review with them recently where I did the three real big IPAs. It's like the quadruple or the quintuple or whatever it is. And then the black and the red IPAs that I think are like triples or some shit. Ah, hopefully these beers help me sleep well tonight. But yeah, that I'll get back to you on that top three because yeah, if I do a couple of bracket orders and their beers are like what they were, I would yeah definitely have them up there somewhere. But yeah, like whenever Boat Rocker have like a new imperial stout, like a barrel aged stout or a barrel aged sour, they'd be top three for me. Sort of a bit like Wildflower. But yeah, just as far as like can always rely on them, always doing limited releases, like generally good quality. I just think you can't go past Mountain Culture and Banks. I think if Range mixed up their styles a bit more, they'd be yeah. I got to get hold of that Range and Verdant beer too. The green one. It's got Bruce in the name. I should look up bracket while I'm here. Nah, can't be fucked. Yeah. Go on their website now, dude, and just let us know sort of what's available. Go to like their limited release section. If I was on a different platform, I'd do it on here, but I'm on the one where it's real hard to share stuff. Otherwise, I could have sort of brought the website up and shared it, and then like scrolled through and talked about them as I was talking shit. Yeah, that cuvee is gone. I was just about to say I don't even know where I put the cans, but I did the old bye bye. Yeah, I just remember on Instagram today reading about Chinook. I'm pretty sure it was Chinook and Motueka. And I'm a huge fan of both those hops. And I feel like, yeah, in an East and a West, I think they do pretty well. So one thing I used to like with bracket too is they used to mix up the styles. They'd pump out nearly as many West Coasts as hazies, and then they'd throw in like the occasional like lager or stout. I just feel like they were just getting better and better, and then they just got that bad luck. When I went to the brew house, it was pretty cool. And then I was hanging with them at Juicy Festival in Brisbane. Got a photo somewhere of me and the dad and the son like hugging with beers in our hands. Geez, I've been going for over an hour. So most weekdays lately I haven't had a drink, but today I've had 4 beers. So I did the review after work, and then I did a chug just with a real basic lager. And then I've had the 2 beers tonight. It's sort of good. I'm starting to feel a bit drowsy. It's putting me in a coma. As long as I don't sleep in. Oh shit. So I better wrap it up, I guess. Thanks for peeps for chiming in. Who have we had? We've had Craig from Kent Beer Reviews. We have had Paul, PA Brew News. I think his channel is now called Ramaley's Ales and Lagers, Home Brews and Craft Beer. And he's also got PA Outdoors Couple. That's where him and his missus sort of just go on adventures around Pennsylvania and beyond. And then we've had Happy Raging Matt. And Juzzy from the Short Straw. I think that's about it. It's been quiet, but a good solid, couple of people that are always here to support and keep the chat going. Yeah, like questions like what Matt had about, 3 breweries you'd order from, like that sort of shit. I love that. Mix packs in 8, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think, and that's probably that one I was talking about, the Chinook and the. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it. I don't even care if it's. I do sort of care because like I'm trying to be a bit tight for money, especially when I'm going to Melbourne this weekend. But I do really want some bracket in my life again. There's not really many places you could sort of order their stuff from either. I've got a feeling before they had that shit go down, Carwin Cellars was stocking their stuff. So I should even, when I'm at Carwin on the weekend, I should just have a word to them and say, what's the chances of his starting to get bracket back in? Yeah, I think I'm going to do it. Anyway, thanks for checking that for me, dude. We might have the same beer one night. Yeah, if it is the case though, where it's a West Coast and an IPA using the same hops, I'll do both the beers together, like I have with these two tonight, because it'll be just an interesting sort of flavour experiment, just comparing the notes in the two different styles. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up, I think. Thanks for, as I said, thanks for you chiming in. I'll be back tomorrow, probably same setup. I reckon I'll do a beer review straight after work tomorrow, and then one just before I go to bed. I've got heaps of stuff in the fridge, and because I'm going away on the weekend, I sort of want to get through a few of them before I go away. So yeah, we'll see you again tomorrow. Cheers, guys.